Hi and welcome back. I'm real excited to take you on a virtual video tour of the exterior of our all-new 2016 Renegade XL that we just received into our inventory. We're very proud of this motor coach. We worked really hard with Renegade to design our own custom IWS exclusive floor plan. We worked really closely with the paint shop to design a real one-of-a-kind paint job. And we really just feel that this is just a beautiful coach, and it has all of the elements that you might be looking for in a tandem axle, high horsepower motorhome. As we start to go around the coach, the first thing you really notice is just the beautiful paint job. As you can see, we built this coach on a Freightliner Cascadia chassis. We're going to talk more about that in a little bit, but let's go ahead and start the tour off with going through the compartment boxes underneath. Everything on the driver's side, or also known as the street side, is loaded with utilities. So we're going to start with the first box, and in this box you can see the chassis batteries are there on the left and the coach batteries are there on the right. Renegade's done a great job of making everything easy to get to and nice and sanitary. The next box back here is where we're housing the 2800 watt inverter. You can also see the solar panel monitor there on the right, where you can monitor incoming voltages of the solar panel. Now we're going to talk about the macerator sewage system, and the way that works is there's a pump inside this compartment and it has a grinder in it, and as the waste product comes through it, it grinds it up and emulsifies it, and it pumps everything out that little blue hose. And I really feel one of the big advantages is that you're not dealing with that 4-inch drain hose. And when you have the large 4-inch septic hose, you need to put little stands underneath it to make sure it grades out at the right height. With the macerator system, all you do is stick that blue hose in a waste pipe, turn the pump on, and it pumps all your sewage out. It'll also pump uphill. It just really makes the end of the day, when you've got to handle your sewage, it just makes it a lot easier to do, and I think it's money well spent. Now we're in the water management system, and again, I just can't say enough good about this. Renegade's done a great job of putting everything in one convenient location. So we're going to start with the spray away, which is in the upper left here. Behind this white cabinet is a little coiled pressurized hose. It works great. It has a spray nozzle on the end for washing out coolers or spraying off kids or whatever. Just a nice little feature. Below it you have the spigot, and that's where you can hook a garden hose on, and it's pressurized, so if you want to wash your motorhome you can screw a garden hose right there. Works really great. Okay, the next valve we're going to talk about is the low point drain, and you can just open up this valve to drain any water backwards that may be from the water fill point to the storage tank inside the coach. The next switch is the flow jet, which activates the macerator sewage system. Then the next switch is the hose reel. It's hard to see, but underneath there we have a power wind freshwater hose reel. The next switch is the water pump switch, so if you want to turn the water pump on from outside the coach, you can just flip this switch right here. Next you have the black tank dump valve, then the gray tank dump valve. You have the tank fill or city water fill on this valve. You just turn it one way or the other. Then you have the black tank sprinkler, so there's a sprinkler inside of the black tank. When you want to wash it out, you can just hook the hose on right here. Then you have incoming cable TV connection. In the next compartment back, we have the Cummins Onan 12.5 kW generator. We've equipped this coach with this larger 12.5 generator because we have 3 air conditioners on the roof. And you know, I talk about it over and over, but I just can't say enough good about this Cummins power plant right here. You know, really, I think the worst thing you can do is not use it. When you read the operations manual on this, they tell you it's better to run the generator for 2 hours rather than 20 minutes. You kind of got to look at this thing like a tractor engine, which is really what it is inside, is that it's designed to be run for hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands and thousands of hours of use. And it really brings an enjoyment level to your coach when you have equipment in it that you can use day in and day out and you're not afraid of wearing it out. Here's the remote fill for the propane tank. The propane tank on this coach is mounted up underneath the frame rails, and by doing that we free up a lot more storage space. And I do believe it's safer by having it up underneath in between the frame rails. And this is just showing the remote fill point for your propane tank and the emergency shutoff switch. Now we're in the last compartment on the street side or the driver's side of the coach, and inside this compartment we've installed electric wind shore cord reel, which makes it really nice. When you go to wind up your power cord, you just push the button and it winds up. You can see on the left we've also installed a surge guard power protector, and what that does is it protects the coach from incoming power surges. You can also notice there on the right there's a 30 amp RV electrical plug, so if you're pulling a large trailer behind it you can run power to it, or if you have a buddy that is camped beside you and needs extra power you can plug them in right here. And that sums up the utility boxes on the driver's side of the coach. Before we move around to the back, I do want to talk to you about a couple things. Notice here up on high we have this security light that we've mounted, and there's one on the driver's side, there's two on the passenger side, and one on the rear. And these are high intensity LED security lights and area lights. We've started installing these because I think it serves several purposes. I think the first purpose they serve is a security light. If you hear a bump in the night, you can turn on a switch and this coach is going to illuminate 360 degrees around the coach. And if there's an intruder or somebody that you don't want there, it's definitely going to get their attention, and you'll be able to see very clearly. Then the next function that they serve is just as a utility light. I don't know how many times I pulled into an RV park or a campground late at night. I'm trying to hook the water hoses up and I can't see on this side of the coach. So we've switched each of the three sides independently of each other, and they do have high and low settings. I think it's an absolute must on any motorhome you order. This coach is equipped with a 30,000 pound trailer hitch. Currently we've installed a receiver hitch in it, so if you want to pull your standard bumper pull trailer, if you want to go up to a 30,000 pound rating, we have a different hitch that you can install on it. You can notice on the right here that there's two brass fittings, and that's where if you're going to pull a trailer that has air brakes, you can remove these caps and install air brake glad hands. Also notice on the left there's a 7-way trailer connector. The lower connector here is if you want to run a second camera on the back of your trailer, you would plug the camera in right here. I hope the video comes through enough so that you could really understand how beautiful this coach is and what level of detail that Renegade has brought to it, from the stainless steel accent panels to the LED lights. It's just an absolute beautiful coach. As I mentioned, on the driver's side we have high-powered, high-intensity LED security lights, and here's a real close-up shot of that mounted just below the backup camera. This light works great if you're going to hook up to a trailer in the middle of the night or in the dark, or if you're going to go out and get firewood. It's just really nice to have them extra lights. You can see right above it is the backup camera, and then above that is a brake light, and then the 3 LED marker lights. I keep saying it over and over, but the attention to detail to quality on this coach is just unsurpassed. Now we're going to move over to the passenger side or the curb side of this coach. This motorhome is equipped with the brand new Carefree of Colorado awning, and what's really neat about this is you can use it in 2 stages. You know, one of the things I've always had against the lateral arm awnings is that they stuck straight out, and as the sun goes down in the evening you tend to get fried as you're standing there in the sun. And Carefree of Colorado's done a great job of solving that problem with this 2-stage awning. And as we run the awning out, you can see it comes out at a slight angle, and then as it gets past its halfway point, it dips down. It really does a great job of keeping the sun off of you. The other nice feature about this is at the end of it, it has an LED lighted lead rail, and I'm becoming a bigger and bigger fan of this awning each time I use it. It also has deflection settings inside, so you can choose how much this thing's going to oscillate in the wind before it retracts. There's 3 different settings that you get to choose. It's just a fantastic awning. Here's a shot of the outside entertainment center. It's becoming more and more popular to be able to sit outside at the campfire or at your picnic area and watch a football game or a race on TV. This entertainment center has an AM/FM CD player as well as a DVD player. You can play your iPad or iPod through this. And then you can also play DirecTV. This coach is equipped with the Winegard HD Traveler system, which we feel is the best satellite system on the market. When we order a coach, we have to specify whether it's DirecTV or Dish Network, and we ordered this coach in set up for DirecTV. However, if you have Dish Network, it's just a small upgrade that we can change the dish out and switch you over to Dish Network. Notice to the left of the TV here, there's an exterior 110 outlet. Works really great if you have an exterior barbecue grill or if you need to charge your cell phone or anything like that. It's a very handy feature. Okay, we're gonna take you on a tour through the passenger side or curbside storage boxes. And as you can see, most of these boxes are storage compartments where you can just keep extra baggage and chairs and things of that nature. But I want to pause here and talk a little bit about the AquaHot heater. A lot of people don't know what the AquaHot is, and I'm going to do my best to kind of give you a quick rundown. Basically what it is, it's a diesel-fired burner that sits here in this compartment. And what happens is when there's a call for heat, the burner comes on and glycol circulates throughout the coach, and inside the coach there's radiators, and the hot water circulates through the radiators. And then as that room, each individual room needs more heat, a fan will come on and blow hot air over the top of the radiators. What's really nice about this thing is as you're driving down the road, you're not using propane, you're using the diesel burner to heat the coach. And then it also heats all of your hot water, so you have limitless supply of hot water. I know there's other tankless water heaters out there, but they're not anywhere near the caliber of an AquaHot. The other nice thing is when you're driving down the road, if you're not going to be taking a shower, which you shouldn't when you're driving down the road, the engine heat from the engine will circulate through this system right here, so you're actually using engine heat to heat the entire coach. So that saves you a lot of money. You're not burning propane or extra diesel to fire a burner. Now, when you get to your RV park and you plug this in, it switches over to electric. Then the electric burner starts heating up the water. And then when you go to take a shower, the diesel fire burner will kick on and heat the hot water up a little bit more. I know I've gone through this pretty quick, but I wanted to give you just a real quick overview of the AquaHot heating system. It's a fantastic option. Here's another storage box, and some of the little things we do at IWS is, if you notice in the upper right, we've installed an extra 110 outlet and also a 12-volt receptacle. It's really nice to have these power options when you're outside to run different devices. I also want to point out that all of the compartment boxes on the curbside are locked via remote control. So if you want to get into one of your boxes, you just hit the remote control on your key fob and all the doors unlock. Here inside this compartment, you can see the central vac, which is really nice. You can see there's a hose kit in that blue bag. If you want to vacuum out your tow vehicle or use a vacuum outside of the coach, you have that option. And then you also have the central vac on the inside of the coach. And it's also really want to point out how easy it is to get in and change a filter. Renegade's done a really good job of making things that you need to maintain very easy to get to. Here's a shot of the powered step coming out, and this is very typical of most RVs, but what's not typical is the weight rating of these steps. When you step into one of the Renegade steps, it doesn't flex, it doesn't bow. It's designed to be used day in and day out. You know, Renegade's history is building motorhomes for racing teams, and when you have guys that run racing teams that are jumping in and out of a motorhome all day long, you learn pretty quick how to make things very stout and very usable. Here as we pan across the door, you can see that the handrail or the grab handle is LED lighted, which makes it nice at night. It also has a keypad for entry, or you can use the key fob on your keychain and just hit the remote control button to come in. As we move around to the engine, I want to point out this is a Cummins ISX 15-liter diesel engine. It's 525 horsepower, has 1,850 foot-pounds of torque. And you need to understand as you're looking at this how powerful that really is. You know, most over-the-road tractors that are going up and down the road, the semis, are grossing 80,000 pounds and they're running 425 to 475 horsepower engines. So when you move up to 525 horsepower, you've really got a competent coach. The gross combined weight rating of this coach is 80,000 pounds. So Freightliner said, if you put this motorhome on a scale and the trailer, you could weigh up to 80,000 pounds, and that's what it's designed to haul all day, every day for over 1 million miles. So as you can see, when you put this much power and this much chassis under this motorhome, you really have a competent platform. I really want to thank you for spending some time with us today and watching this video. We've done our absolute best to take you on a walk around and show you all the ins and outs of this beautiful Renegade XL. There's a lot of things that we went over pretty quick, and there's an awful lot going on a coach of this caliber, so I want to encourage you, feel free to give us a call and we'll take all the time you want to visit with you. And again, I really want to thank you for your time today, and I hope to see you soon.